Hello, everyone. My name is Julie. I've been a psychologist for public schools in California for the past 20 years. Welcome to the class of 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teenagers. You probably want to ask, are habits that important that we have to take a class for? Habits are what we do repeatedly. Over 2,000 years ago, Aristotle recognized that excellence is not an act, but a habit. So if you want excellence in your life, you're in the right place. Who we are is largely determined by what we do repeatedly. We all have habits. Some are good, some are bad, some that don't matter. The good habits are those that help us to develop to our fullest. For example, we'll wash our hands every day to keep us clean. We exercise 30 to 45 minutes per day to keep us strong. Those habits will help us to be the best we can be. We all have some bad habits too. Many high schoolers told me that, I don't start my homework until 10 p.m. By the time I finish, it's 2 p.m. because I have my Facebook or Instagram on during the process. I crash for 4 hours and then I get up for the next school day. Well, those are bad habits because those habits will leave your brain rested only 50%. So the next day, you won't learn, you won't comprehend or memorize what the teacher is trying to pass on to you nearly as good as you could be. Plus, it damages your self-control. You may lose temper very easily because of sleep deprivation. There are also habits that don't matter. Those are habits like, I prefer to put the shoes on the floor or put on the shelf. It really doesn't matter. So our purpose is to minimize bad habits' negative effect and build on the good habits so that we can be the best we can. So habits are very powerful because that's what we do repeatedly. The good thing is that we are actually stronger than our habits. Since we do them repeatedly to build a habit, we can also change them if we find out that they are not helping us to be the best we can be. We cannot change our future unless we change our habits. If we can build stronger habits or good habits, we will have a better future. To take this class, you need 2 books. One is the reading book, one is a workbook. The workbook has exercises that goes with each chapter. I'll let you know which pages are for each class. If you have those 2 books, you're ready to start our journey. This class is designed to help you get control of your life, improve your relationships with friends and family, make smarter decisions, overcome self-destructive habits, define your value, get more done in less time, increase self-confidence, find balance, and also be happier. Are you ready? Here is our syllabus. The first class today, we're going to talk about paradigm. And then next class, we're going to talk about the personal bank account. First habit is be proactive. Second is begin with the end in mind. Third is put first things first. And then we're going to talk about the relationship bank account. Before we dive into habit 4, think win-win, then seek first to understand, synergize, and sharpen the saw. You may not understand what they are yet, but you will have a very clear idea once we finish each chapter. So today we're going to talk about paradigm because that's our perspective on things around us and even ourselves. Why that's so important, and we talk about it before we start the habit journey, because how we see the problem is the problem. Paradigm, or perspective, is like a pair of glasses. It affects the way we see everything in our lives. Many of you are like me who need glasses. I wear contacts in order to see clearly. But if I have a bad pair of glasses, which means my prescription is out of date, I can't see clearly. Paradigm is just like that. our perspective, our point of view affect how we look at things. Just like this picture, do you see a young woman or old lady? Or you probably see both. That's just like most things in life. They all have at least two sides, some multiple. Paradigm is our frame of reference or our belief system. It affects our words and our actions in interacting with others, in our perspective on life, and the way we look at ourselves. Unfortunately, our paradigm or our glasses are often incomplete or inaccurate. This affects our perspective on friends, on possessions, on school, on parents. Some high school students told me that it's very painful going through junior high and high school, and because they take some of their friends' comments too seriously, and some of their friends are mean, and they hurt their feelings. And those students' paradigm is focused and centered on their friends. Some students are focused on stuff. I know many boys who love to have $250 per pair of sneakers. I know some students who focus on school. They love to get straight A's without recognizing that learning is more significant and lasts longer. So those are the students who oftentimes can't take it when they get into a very competitive college and suddenly they are not the best anymore. Some are very dependent on their parents. They want parents to make decisions for them completely. And they also will be shocked once they leave home for college and find that they have to make decisions on their own on everything. So those are different perspectives that may limit us. That's why we want to talk about paradigm shift. We want to have a more objective, more helpful paradigm that can help us to have a balanced life. I really like this quote. This is written by the father of our book, Mr. Covey, but the senior. If you want small changes, work on your behavior, because behavior is just pieces of our life. But if you want dramatic changes, we work on our paradigm. Once we change our belief, our point of view, we can have much better and stronger habits. First of all, seeing things from another point of view can make all the difference in our attitude toward others. If you're currently in a conflict with a friend or parent, think about their perspective. Just like the picture shows, on this side, it really looks like a 4, but on the other side, it really looks like 3 beams. Also, if we can put the others, like hobbies and school and money and friends, animes and sports and self and possessions, everything aside, and I can find our principles. We build our life around the principles that will never change, not like friends. You're going to have a new set of friends once you go to college. Those things change. But what you like change too. Probably this year you like this brand of sneakers, and next year you change a different preference. We want to find things that will never change, that will stay with us forever. What are principles? Principles are the things that we value. Do you value honesty? Do you value hard work? Do you value the sense of accomplishment? Do you value friendship? So those are the principles in life that we can abide by throughout our life. Once you find the set of values or principles that worth your attention and energy and time, you'll find your life is much more simpler. because you will do everything, arrange everything, manage your time around those principles. Today's just the first class, and we're going to start to make baby steps towards the better self. How about pick up one thing from the list and try it just today? For example, say something positive to yourself. What if your paradigm about yourself is negative? I worked with so many high school students who are overly critical about the way they look or who they are. Say something positive. Just tell yourself, you look beautiful. Or, I love the way that you're so kind to your younger brother. Say something positive to yourself. Or, you are such a good friend. You sacrifice your time to help them out. Recognize something that's valuable to you and to others. Show appreciation for someone's point of view. Say things like, oh, that's a good point. I didn't think of that. That's pretty creative. Show appreciation for somebody else. Or think of a paradigm that might limit you. Just find a quiet place and spend 10 minutes and think about, what's my belief about myself that is limiting where I can get to? Or think about what matters most to you. In other words, think about your value. We have a whole new class that help us to find that, but I want you to maybe spend 10 minutes, just think about what matters most to you and build your principle. Start to think about what kind of principle I want to build my life around. Or write down one habit that you're proud of. Well, every day I exercise 30 minutes a day. That's making me so strong. Very good. Write it down. And that's part of the exercise for this session too. Or apologize for one untrue statement if you value honesty. Or say thanks to parents who cooked tonight. Either way, think of something. If it's not on the list, make up one for yourself. Take one baby step to think about what we talked about today. Paradigm, our perspective on life, how that's affecting the way we look at a problem, how that's affecting who we are, or how the others look at us. For today's homework, I want you to do the first 20 pages for this book. They are very easy to go through, probably take you about 20, 25 minutes, but it will give you a good start to understand yourself better. That will build us a foundation for the next few classes. Before we end today's session, I want to share with you one of my favorite poems. Sow a thought and you reap an action. Sow an act and you reap a habit. Sow a habit and you reap a character. Sow a character and you reap a destiny. This class is built to help you reach a destiny that matches your intelligence, matches your ability, and matches who you are. Thanks again for choosing this class. I look forward to start the journey in our next class.